Hi everyone, it's me, Chris, and I'm back once again. But this time, um, I'm this I'm starting this series, and with this series is I'm trying to make people understand certain things that goes on or needs to happen for you to make a dramatic transformation. And because here's the thing, I never doubt the human spirit. Everybody has it within them to pull off remarkable things. Okay, everybody. I don't care, what situation you're in. Everybody has that ability. They just have to. The first thing they have to conquer is their mind, and get to believe that they can do it. Okay. Here's the other thing. Okay, most people are making the same mistakes over and over, and they're really silly. Okay, some of them are really silly, um, and when I say really silly, is it's not like it's something overwhelmingly complicated, that they're not doing. It's just simple things as getting organized, okay? And here's what I mean by getting organized, okay? Think about it this way. In the beginning, you go to the gym, you just throw around some weights, you do some cardio, you maybe walk around the track or whatever, and it works. And then everything that you do works. You know why? Because the body doesn't understand what you're doing. Okay. Every time you do something, your body's trying to find a way to adapt to it because it doesn't like being shaken up. All right. So, what you have to do is find new ways to shake it up. And sometimes it doesn't have to be anything drastic. You know, taking, for example, you're doing a rest you're doing a rest period of a minute, okay, maybe with a program. So minute, and you're starting to recover in a minute. So what's the first thing that you would think that you would do logically? Maybe cut it to 50 seconds, cut it to 45, something along those lines. But some people, they keep those rest periods into infinity. And I'll tell you why the rest period is relevant. Okay, most of you people have metabolic goals. Okay, fat loss, gaining muscle, things like that. Sort of like Jen, or just like Jen. Have goals similar to hers. Okay, a lot of those variables that you're trying to fix relate to you either not giving your body full recovery, or okay, a lot of those things that you're trying to fix with those type of goals depend on something we call incomplete recovery. Now, if it's something that you're doing and it's technique based, like Olympic lifting, you want full recovery, because you don't want fatigue to set in and damage your technique. But when most of the goals are looking good, you want incomplete recovery, because when that recovery is incomplete, your body supply doesn't have enough ability to get to supply itself with enough oxygen. So I'm not going to get too sciencey with you, but the resultant product is lactic acid. Okay, and with that lactic acid, that's increased growth hormone, increased testosterone, other metabolism elevates, and there's other little benefits, that would help you gain muscle and drop body fat and things of that nature, so that you will help get to your goals. But like anything else, you're going to adapt to what you're doing. Okay, so that was the thing. So when I made the programs for this book, um, what I did was I took each program, whether it was for metabolic resistance or whatever, and I had the plan in mind to where you would be able to adapt to the end of one program. So the next program, I made sure that I shook you up, or I shake you up, so that you continually make progress. So you can alter time under tension, which, if you want to learn more about that, I'm not even going to. I mean, I wrote about it in the book, and I went in detail about it, but I mean, just right now before that comes out, there's a article, Simpleton's Guide to the Poliquin Principles, on tnation.com. Um, and that talks about how time under tension relates to fat loss and muscle gain and things like that. So what you want to do is you want to find ways to alter time under tension, so that you keep that shaking up. But the flip side to that is you can't go. I mean, going too much past 70 seconds is no bueno. But in the program, and actually this is Jen's first program, the Dirty 30. Yeah, the Dirty 30 is called. We did that, and we also did that. Actually, we did that in this program she's on now, but in different ways. You want to find different ways to do that. I mean, drop sets, doubles, 6, 12, 25. There are a lot of different programs that you can use where you're finding unique ways to stretch out the time under tension, but still keep the intensity high enough to produce lactic acid. And that's some of the beauty to her programs there. Another thing before I get too further, what I want to say to you guys is when you're trying to make these goals, make sure that you're tracking your calories, okay? I can't say this to enough people. Matter of fact, I had a guy not too long ago. He was telling me how he has everything on point or something like that. And I was like, okay, how many calories you taking? Yeah, okay, exactly. You can't tell me. How many grams of protein you take? Yeah, you can't tell me, right? Fat, carbs, you can't tell me, okay? Which it was fine to get you to get you started, and that's cool. Everything will work to get you started, in the beginning, but in order to make progress, you need to be able to identify a problem, okay? And that's where all this organization comes in. I know it's tedious. I hate it myself because I'm one that likes to organize and put things in my head, do things in my head and organize. But if you lay it all out, when there's a problem, somebody can tell you what the problem is. The more information you have, like they say, information is power. You have no information, you have no power. You have no power to fix your problems. Okay? And that's the problem deal there. She ate all the clean foods in the world. I can post a list, and it was clean as clean could be, with precision, accuracy to the ounce, and all that. She weighed and measured everything, but she didn't keep track of her calories. So I'm trying to figure out how many calories she's taken, and I'm thinking it's around, because the people at the nutrition store, they gave her a 1,300 calorie a day diet, which is another issue. I might touch on a later date. Okay. No, I'm going to touch on that now, but later on in this class. But what happened in reality, it ended up being not 1,300, it was 2,372. Granted, all from clean foods. And I'll be the first one to say it's not just about calories, but calories, if you're trying to get lean, are going to play a role. You can't get around that, okay? So I use an app. It's My Macros Plus. I like that app. There are some other ones that are free, but at the time when I started using My Macros, I couldn't program my protein drinks in there, or which someone else just sent me their list, and they had the calories there, but it wouldn't say how many grams of protein, how many grams of carb, when you had to program it in. And so that's something else that bothered me. I need to know because when we need to fix things, I need to know what to fix. Like in Jen's case, we would have had no idea that she was taking in 184 grams of protein and 100 plus grams of fat, but still being really, really low carb. Those things matter because in that situation, if your proteins are that much higher than they need to be, your body can turn them into glucose. And some people do ketogenic diets, which I've done them, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if your protein gets too high, you could turn those carbs into glucose. Okay, so when something was wrong, that was something that could be fixed, or like we fixed her diet. Now, in this case, I lowered her Jen's macros to 135 grams of protein, 135 grams of carb, and 135 grams of fat. So because we were able to figure out what the problem is, we fixed it. And actually, it was more calories than those buffoons at that store told her that she should be taking in. Okay. And actually, they charge $100 a month for that. And you got to buy $200 of supplements. Figure that one out. I didn't know that. I was floored by that. Okay, back to the pro. back to the situation. You want to track these things as the day goes on so that once you're eating, as you get going in the day and eating, you can adjust for your macros or whatever as the day goes on so you can stay on track. So that now, when a plateau comes, you could say, okay, well, I can lower my carbs and maybe up my fats, lower my calories just by lowering my carbs. You have those options once you're organized because you know what you're doing wrong. Okay, so that's something major. Um, and the same goes with your workouts. Like with her, I'm monitoring the time under tension with the programs. Okay, I use the programs from the book, and I monitor the time under tension with her workouts in the programs and also the rest periods. And I'm progressively, changing them to make it to improve her condition as the program goes on. So with that, even with that little fiasco there, and she's not a heavy person, we got 4 pounds off of her. I think 4 pounds off her in the 2 weeks, and she's dropped, I think, another 2 pounds at this point. So she's continuing to get things rolling, and you don't see it in this after picture here, the 1 month update. But when you see the update to this video, you'll be surprised because I'm extremely proud of her. She did some incredible work, and you can't ask for anything more in a client, you know. But anyway, keep track of everything that you're doing because you don't know what you need to fix if you don't know where you're at. It's just like, using the GPS. If I'm trying to get from here to, heck, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of Idaho, Boise, Idaho, I need to know where I'm at so I know how to get to where I'm going. So organize yourself, find out where you're at, and oh yes, other things. She, as you see in her profile, she does a lot. She used to do a lot of cardio, like training, biking, swimming, training for triathlons and all that. I killed all that. Okay, she started doing some interval training. Okay, the interval training gives you a more favorable hormonal profile, so that it's not just about the calories that you burn. It's how your body responds to the exercise. We're changing the exercise to get the response that we want. You know, if she wants to go back to that after the fact, might not be the greatest thing but the catch is now she'll be better equipped if she hits that goal because she won't be carrying around as much fat. You can't serve both those masters. Okay, I want to be a 5K athlete, 10K swimmer, triathlete, whatever, and also use that to get you lean because the variables that make you good at the long distance or the long endurance work aren't as good for your fat loss as the stuff that we are doing to help her get lean. When coupled with his nutrition program. So I wanted to say that and keep that in mind. Okay, but let's see. I think I already have too much. Oh yeah, the endurance work. So she was already working out. This is not somebody that just jumped off the couch and started to do work. She has been working out. I know for a fact that would be what, since 1998. Okay, so this is not a novice person working out. This is not a novice to the gym. So in a novice, these changes would be bigger. But this is somebody with already a working out background, and we're just getting her organized and on a plan. And on a plan that's structured to keep shaking her up, so it will give her what she wants and goal as a goal. So let's see. Oh yeah, the other thing is the goals need to be defined. People don't define their goals, and like I did this in a second series with Lisa. Lisa, she just said size 6, which of course I'm a guy. Size 6 doesn't mean a damn thing to me. That's like a foreign language. It doesn't make sense. So I had to find ways to make that more of a concrete goal so that I could figure out a plan of how to get her there. And you'll see in that series how I did that. But anyway, the other thing that I wanted to make sure that I said was, if you notice between Jennifer and the fitness model, was it Michelle Lewin, I believe is her name is I had to find a way to, like I said, find out where we're going with her. So I looked up information on Michelle, how much she weighs, and of course, nobody gave her body fat, which is understandable. So I looked up what the average bikini competitor. Yes, she's not a bodybuilder. She's not a fitness or figure. She's bikini. Okay, those categories are more muscular than bikini competitors. Okay, so that was why the stats are there. And those stats will also tell you that where Jen is coming from, the person she wants to look like is more muscular. Okay. That model, Michelle Lewin, is about 5'4", if what I've heard was correct. Jen is 5'6". Michelle carries almost 12 pounds more muscle than Jen does. So that's why in this deal here, if you pick up the book, you'll see that the protocols might be read by the layperson as more bodybuilder based. Okay, yeah, whatever. Um, I don't look at things as bodybuilder or fitness person. I just look at people and situations. So this is who Jen is, and this is what she wants to look like, and so you kind of go about it in the best way to achieve that look. You see what that look, how that look kind of is, or the characteristics of that look, and then you match the training up with the person to get to that goal. So that was the deal with that, and that was the deal with the statistics, and that's something that I want you guys to keep in mind. The more beginning information you get, I mean, I didn't do circumference measurements because I'm doing this by distance, okay? But if you do circumference measurements, definitely, if you can get body fat, I would definitely do that. You know, weigh in weekly, weigh in the same time of week. I mean, the same day of the week at the same time. I had a lady I worked with, and for example, and she would weigh in on Saturday, and every Saturday morning, I would wake up to a text of what her weight was. Okay, and so those weigh-ins give you more information, and that's something that I'm having back in my head now with Jen's weigh-ins. I might The first program lasted 4 weeks for her. She's been working out for a long time. She would adapt to workouts faster. So with this program that she's in now, I might cut it after 3 weeks. So that's something else to keep in mind. But anyway, you want to weigh in at the same the same time of day, and the same status. Like this lady's that emailed me. Um, it would be after her workout on Saturday morning, and every Saturday, and she would weigh in so we could see what's working. We could figure out what's working, what's not working with the workouts, and things like that. And then also she took pictures. Okay, so those pictures would tell you a lot. Like she said she would have normally got disappointed and said, "Hey, this is I've only lost 4 pounds." But then when you compare photos, then now you know. Okay, so I want to leave you with that. And oh, actually, no, what I'll do is before I sign off, I'm going to read you the letter of her summing it up, because I would have rather her talk about her experience instead of me talking about her experience or talking about it from my point of view, because her view more matters. But some people, they don't like to be exposed in that way. You know, they have bad people in their lives, people that laugh at them when they have lofty goals. It's like, hey, I'm going to transform myself. I'm going to become a doctor. I'm going to become this. I'm going to become that. And they have bad people in their lives that don't support, that don't support them. And I can't tell them. It's just like, hey, man, you just need to just like drop these people from your lives. You push that BS to the side. I can't do that. Well, I did do that, but I can't expect her to do that right away. She has to do that on her own terms. So hopefully, when she sees this, maybe after month 3 of the 90-day program, um, I can convince her to get in front of the camera and have her explain her experiences to you guys. But for now, she wrote me a summary of the first month, and I'll read that to you in a little bit.